of whites that are white, and they're for white. They love white, and they're for the white race. One's Republican, one's Democratic. Boom. Now you got two sets. Now you have two sets of white people. You have a division of whites. So you got Republican, Democratic. Now I just split those again. You got some that are pro, some that are feminist, some are men, and some are female. So now they're divided by gender or sex. So now you got four groups of people. You have four groups of one big whole. So now this big whole is divided into four. Now there's four pieces. You got female Republicans. You have female Democrats. You have male Republicans and you have male Democrats. That's just one group of people. Now they're divided into four. What else are they divided by? Most of them are Christians. But the opposite, the other thing that they are is atheist. It's rare to see a Latino atheist. Even if they are atheist, they pretend like they're Christian or Catholic. So now you have that four divided by two. So, or split into two. So now you got 4, 8. You have 8 pieces. It used to be 1, now it's 8. So it just goes on and on. And there are some that are pro-abortion and some that are not pro-abortion. Some that are pro-LGBT, whatever. Some that are not. So the divisions keep happening. So what's the problem here? The problem is that it's getting divided too thinly. And as a group, as a white group, big white chunk of group of white, they feel safe. They feel safe when you're in a big group. People feel safe when you're part of a big group. But since everybody is starting to get divided into mincemeat, now you feel threatened. You feel threatened by a bigger group. So if you got a little group, let's say you are a freaking white Republican, racist, feminist bigot. You're a really tiny group inside that big blob of what used to be a big white group. Yeah, you have like freaking 10 buddies that think like you do, but there's billions of people in the world. 10 buddies versus 7.8 billion people. That's pretty damn small. So you divided yourself so much that now you're a little group of 10 dudes in a basement that hate women, hate gays, hate science, are Protestant, you're anti-frickin' Islam. You feel threatened. Now, when you see a group that's bigger than you and your ideology, we have this thing called, that scientists, I don't know what the fuck they call it, but I'm guessing it's called fight or flight. When you put someone's back against the wall, they either fight or they run away. That's why they call it fight or flight. Now you have this little small group of divided people that were divided so thin that they have a little small group of like 10 members or 20 members, maybe even 100 members. 100 members is still a little group compared to 7.8 billion people. Now, what are you going to do when there's another group that's opposed of everything that you believe in? They're against white supremacy. They're against all this other thing. You are a threat to that bigger group, and you see that group as a big threat. Now, no one in the world wants to die unless you're depressed and suicidal. But most people want to live. So now you're a little minced meat group because ideology has divided you so much. You feel threatened by any other group that's against you and your ideals. Because everybody thinks they're right in this world. Even a racist, even someone that's completely wrong. So what do? You buy guns. You make propaganda. You try to get people on your side. You try to get people to see what you're seeing. But you're just divided by ideology. The one thing you got to do and realize is that, you know what? You're part of that little stupid group, right? That's starting to get squished by all these other groups. So you feel threatened. When I'm telling you, if you are divided, you don't have to be threatened. You just have to educate yourself a little bit and stop getting tricked. Because you get tricked with ideology. All you have to know is that you're part of a bigger group. The biggest group. 7.8 billion members. And that is the group of the human species. You're part of the human species. You're not a fucking Republican. You're not a racist. You're not a this. You're not that. Those are all ideologies that were thrown in your brain throughout your whole life because of fearful people. Because of people that were not educated. People that did not realize that, you know what, we're one human species. Let's say they kill. Let's say humanity decides to kill all Brazilians. Let's say they said, alright, we're going to nuke all the Brazilians. The human species still exists. But there's going to be less humans for it to grow. So you're really just cutting the fingers off of one of one body. 7.8 billion people is one body. A body of people. So yeah, you could cut off the finger. Brazil. And you could live without the stupid finger. But you're going to have a harder time in this world without them. They're doing something. They're doing something. And you know what? You know what that something is? They're preventing they're calming the other animals from taking over the humans. If you kill off the humans, the animals come in and they start breeding, and then they'll take over land. So it's in your best interest to keep the world populated with humans. So that's basically it. Don't divide yourself so thin. Because there's going to be a lot of people that are afraid. They're going to get guns. They're going to get violent because they have that fight or flight. Because they're humans. When a person feels threatened, they're either going to fight or they're going to flight. Most people run away. But some people fight. Because when you run away and it keeps coming, you have to fight. So don't fight. Don't fight the human species. We're one people. Don't be racist. Don't be divided by country or by communism or whatever. Don't be a nationalist. Don't be a statist. Even though I have California flag right here, I know sometimes I tease other states and boast a little bit about living in California because it's beautiful. But actually, California is open to everyone. And we're welcoming to the whole world. Even though the people in power might disagree, the people who live here, they don't, some of them care, some of them don't want it. It's because we're divided right now. But I would say, if I had my way, California would be open to the world. That's simple. Because it's one earth. And it shouldn't be divided by nationality, by land. We're basically all mixed either way. If you know your history, we're all mixed race. Actually, there's only one race. There really is only one race, but I don't know. We evolve differently. We evolve separately. That's why we have different nationalities, different cultures, but in reality, we're all human beings. At the end of the day, we're a part of the human species. And that's about it. Shouldn't be divided. Don't harm yourself or put yourself in danger because you feel threatened because you're in this little stupid group that's divided. You can't even like a... I've seen people online. I've seen women crying online that they can't find a boyfriend. They can't find a husband. Well, yeah, because men are given this ideology right now that women just want your money. They want to use you or they'll cheat on you. So why would men want to risk that? Why would they want to be with a woman if they think they're going to cheat? But it could be an ideology. It could be a bad experience of one guy. A bad experience from one guy ruins the world. We're kind of suffering the consequence of people that had their heart broken. We're living in a time where, yeah, this guy, let's say one guy was robbed by a black person. Now they hate black people and they have propaganda against black people. That's what happens when one person screws up. It ripples through humanity. If I did something to a white person or to an Asian, they're gonna say, oh, well, this was a man. Let's say I was dating a black girl, which I did. All right, I dated a black girl or a woman, and I'm Latino, Mexican. The way I treated her is gonna ripple through all her relationships. She's gonna be like, you know what, I don't date Latinos because they do this and that and that and that. So I just affected their whole freaking life because of what I've done. And what she's done caused a ripple in my relationships too. But I'm better educated than that. And I don't allow myself to be so narrow-minded. 7 billion people in the world, we're all different. So if one guy did you wrong, doesn't mean another guy is going to do you wrong. One woman did you wrong, doesn't mean all women. But this also doesn't mean that you should trust everyone. You should always be aware of your surroundings. So basically what I'm trying to say is, you know what? Ideology, social media, divided people. And it keeps dividing people. But don't divide people, because the more you divide people, the more scared people you're going to get. We are one species, human species. Regardless of your religion or your scientific belief or your education level, there's some humans that are less educated than others. I know there's some people in this world that are so intelligent. they make me look real stupid. And I don't like that feeling, but it's just the harsh reality that there's people out there smarter than you. So don't let ideology, don't let your race, religion, or even your eyeballs or ears deceive you. Don't let them don't let your eyes and ears make you an enemy to humanity. Don't hate humans, because you are a human. We don't know which species, we don't know how the earth is going to divide, but most likely it's going to be the people that are educated and have technology. Those are going to split from those that don't have education and technology. So get educated, get with technology, always embrace technology and changes. Not blindly though. You gotta always be cautious, but embrace it. And you will evolve, and your bloodline will be there in a million years. Because you said, you know what? I didn't like this technology. I thought it was evil. But you know what? It's technology. It's not evil. It's just different. So embrace technology, evolve, and don't divide humans. Because together, humans can accomplish more. And you should not be afraid of educating humans. Whoever is in control, do not be afraid of educating humans. It would have been a lot better today if 1,000 years ago they decided to educate every single person. It would have been way better than it is now. But since they decided not to educate people that much, we're reaping what we sowed. Sowing means like planting seeds, and reaping means like gathering the crops. We are gathering the crops or the fruit of the plant, of the seeds that we planted. That's what reap what we sowed means. So we have no choice but to pay for it. But let's think about the future. Let's educate everyone correctly, not just with politics and shit, but with let people know that ideologies can actually trick the mind. We need to educate people on that. And science and understanding and technology. And education curriculums have to evolve also. You can't be teaching people woodshop anymore because woodshop is obsolete. You need to teach them how to program and shit like that. Make computers or 3D print, shit like that. Always evolve. Alright, that's all I got.